Hi, Brent Haynes with Wood Sound Flutes. I've got 3 flutes we get to talk about today and play a little bit. The first flute is Pernambuco. It is an awesome looking piece of Pernambuco. I've been holding on to this piece for quite a while just because it was the only piece I had that had any sapwood in it at all. And I just thought it would make such a lovely flute, and so we finally made one up. It's got a little bit of burl right here. Just gorgeous, gorgeous piece of wood. Has some yellow cedar burl that matches really well with the sapwood, and then the solid turquoise, and then ebony. Now, Pernambuco is the wood that Brazil actually is named after. It's also known as Brazil wood. And years and years ago, like when the Portuguese first got into Brazil, what they were really after there, the wealth that they got, was Pernambuco. And what they did with the wood is they actually used it for making dye. So they cut these trees up and turn them into sawdust and then make dye out of the wood. And they were able to make really vibrant colored clothing and things like that because the wood had such a vibrant color itself. So that was the first way that Pernambuco became famous. The second way, and the way that I think is more important, is then it started being used for violin bows, for making violin bows out of. Violin bow makers, they're able, I believe, I don't know a lot about violin bow making, but what I understand is that when they make the bow, they actually, after they've shaped it and everything, they then heat it up. They torch it and heat it up, and then it cools. And when they do that, it changes some of the characteristics of the wood itself. Maybe changes the modulus of elasticity or something in the wood. And that's what makes the Pernambuco bows so awesome and makes them so valuable. So the highest end bows are made out of Pernambuco. It also makes a gorgeous sounding flute. It's super, super hard. It's one of the hardest woods I've ever come across. And I think Mopani is probably the only other wood that I know that's harder than Pernambuco, or is right there in terms of hardness. It's not all that, it's heavy, but it's not like, like ironwood kind of heavy. It's dense, heavier than water definitely, but it doesn't feel like, a real sinker. Anyways, this is in the key of low C, and a beautiful instrument you'll hear. Really, really lovely. Definitely a deep meditative flute. It's low C is pretty low, but it's not so low that you can't play, some things that are more up, livelier or what have you. So fun flute, and very responsive, and it will get you where you are going. Yeah, it's a real joy for me to be able to work with all these woods. I know I've said that a dozen times, but man, it is so true. To have the wood variety at my fingertips that I have is astonishing to me sometimes. As I look at my wall of wood where I've got 100 different species in stock, and think, okay, well, what am I going to make now? And what combinations do we get to use? Just so many things that we can do. It's so fun. The flute in my hand here is kind of like the polar opposite of Pernambuco in terms of looks, weight. It's a much lighter weight wood. This is Buckeye burl. It's a burl, and it's relatively soft, comparatively speaking. I do some treatments to harden it up, actually, to make flutes out of it. But that also helps it sound really wonderful. And then this has, and it's gray. I mean, it looks like stone. This doesn't look like wood. Come on, wood? Nah. But it is. It's wood, and it's not heavy. It's crazy. People will pick it up. They think they're picking up a granite flute, and it's like when you go to take that last step on the stairs, but you actually already did, and your foot goes way up. Anyways, it's really, really fun wood. And the trim on this is redwood burl on the ends, and then just ebony and a little bit of crushed turquoise. Just kind of simple, but really elegant and beautiful. And I'm just screwing around. It's just messing around, going into one key and out of that key into something else. It's fun. The flutes are just so fun to play, and you can just do anything you want, and it works. It's just a blast. That's one of the things I love about the native flute is you don't have to fit into some kind of mold. If you want to jump around and do some crazy stuff, well, do it, man. It's fun, and you can experiment with it and try all the different kind of changes and move in and out of keys and do all sorts of weird stuff. And man, it's every once in a while you'll hit on something that is just like gold. You'll be messing around and all of a sudden you'll hear this set of notes that just is golden, and then grab hold and hold on to that, capture it somehow. So anyways, this is, again, Buckeye burl. Oh, as far as how much of this I got. So this is like the best Buckeye burl I've ever seen. If you look through Buckeye burl on my website, the newest flutes are first. You can go to my search page. I know a lot of you have been there, but those of you that haven't, you can go to the search page after you go to Browse Flutes. And then you can search for woods, and you can search for Buckeye burl. And when you do, you'll see that the most frequent, or the first flutes that you come across, will have the best color. There's just a few of them that I've taken pictures of. I've actually sold quite a bit of the wood, and I only have probably, I don't know, maybe 5 flutes left out of this wood, so I don't have very much left. I probably can get more, but I don't know that I'll be able to get more that's this solid and this good a quality. So if you are interested in a Buckeye burl flute, it would be a really good time to talk to me about it. The next flute I have is made out of Mun ebony. That's M-U-N, ebony. And so funny, I didn't check my totems on the last one. And this one's so dark I can hardly see down in there because the wood's so dark. But it has beautiful grain. The grain it's really dark, but you can see all the grain movement like this. And then you have this landscape, looks like a mountain coming up through here. And it's just, and there's these awesome wave-like formations that kind of come up and come together and join this way. So really, really cool stuff in this Hmong ebony. That's what I love about the Hmong ebony that I have, is that it has this really wild, moving grain that you just don't see very often. Occasionally you'll see it in Cocobolo or maybe Zeracody or something like that. You see that kind of grain, but otherwise you just don't quite see that type of movement in the grain. Ebony, Nigerian ebony at the ends, has some beautiful abalone rings. I love these abalone rings. They're just lovely. It's just a really simple, elegant flute. And it's in the key of G. And I will play it for you. So Hmong ebony, gorgeous sounding. I mean, so clean and clear. And but the first time I played when I was just playing just now, I almost stopped in the middle of the song to say, "Oh my gosh, did you hear that note?" When you go right here. Isn't that beautiful? That note is just, man, it is just delicious. Absolutely delicious sounding. Anyways, I have quite a bit of the Hmong ebony, so I got a good board and quite a few flutes, and can get Hmong ebony. So if you're interested in a flute like this, let me know. If you want to, saving up for one, then just let me know, and we can maybe put a piece of wood aside for you. I hope you've had a wonderful time with the video like I did. It's been great talking to you all. I miss not seeing you all at the festivals. Like this time of year, I get a little bit of cabin fever here in Utah, all in by ourselves. But I look forward to seeing you again when we get to some festivals. I think the next festival we go to is down in Arizona. It's one that Paul Scherhoff is putting together, and he and his wife do that festival. And it's a one-day event with an evening concert on Friday, so it'll be really fun. Anyways, I look forward to seeing you soon, hopefully at one of the events, and I hope you're having a great year. I'll talk to you later.